Hey, I dig this film a lot, and
Nice.
you know what? I've got to tell you, when you go into a movie about gladiators and you haven't seen one in 40 years, and and it's who's in it and who makes it, Ridley Scott, and the expectations are high, and I just love to see a film that delivers that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not always true.
No, it's not true. But I think this film does. I mean, it certainly exceeded my expectations, and I worked on it. But you're never quite sure how it's going to turn out. But I think the finished product is brilliant.
Because you want the things that a film about gladiators, titled Gladiator, to deliver. What it kind of promises to be.
And it does. I mean, it kind of, it's a film that seems to have everything. Not only does it have these kind of brilliant, elaborate action sequences and wonderful sets, and I think a realistic representation of Rome during that period, but also a very humanistic story at the core of it. And it's so rare to find films that have so much to offer.
Because I grew up watching those films. I look good for 67, don't I?
Yeah,
But,
really good. Are you?
Thanks.
Really?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
But you know, I grew up,
So
Spartacus
gullible.
and all that kind of stuff. But the Roman emperors in those old movies, Caesars in those old movies, were so swarmy. You know, there's a history of that whole kind of, oh man, you don't want to get too close because you're probably going to die.
Well, I never saw any of those films. I'm ashamed to admit. Although I think it kind of worked out well for me because I kind of went in with a kind of a fresh idea of what it was. Wasn't influenced by any other films. But yeah, Rome certainly had its fair share of mad emperors. But you can imagine that sense of power would taint and distort one's mind.
It'd make you nuts.
Well, I think so.
Yeah, it would make you nuts. Also, you play an emperor who is so young.
He was 19 years old.
Really?
19 when he succeeded his father, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't, just that alone and that much power, I mean, that's more than we give pro athletes.
Yeah, exactly. It's far too much, especially with someone of Commodus's disposition. He seems very insecure and has always felt that he never really lived up to his father's expectations. And so suddenly to be thrust into this position with that much power, I think is overwhelming. He doesn't really know what to do with it, but try and kind of please his own demented desires.
You know, in the making of movies and in the casting of movies, for me in the watching of films, some things are obvious and some things are better because they're not. When I found out you were casting this film, I kept thinking, oh yeah, that would work. When you were casting that film, were you surprised?
Well, it was a bit of a process. I mean, I met with Ridley and read for him and tested, so I wasn't sure. But yeah, I didn't really know what to think. I felt that the test that I'd done was interesting, and the take I had on the character, that I thought was a unique one. And I just hope that it, in Ridley's eyes, it would fit with the rest of the film and characters.
You know, there are filmmakers who are real street level, filmmakers who are big and epic, and some who are visionary. Where does he fall in?
I think he combines all of those. That's why he's so unique, is that he doesn't just make big, spectacular films that lack substance. He's certainly not a filmmaker that it's style over substance, his films. And yet they're not just little dramatic films. So it's rare to find a director that can encompass all of those qualities in one.
I think if you ruled over me at that time, you'd kill me in 5 minutes.
Really?
I'd
I
be a
don't know,
dead
man, because
man.
I'm over here quaking. I mean, I'm
dead,
no,
man.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a
'Cause you
dead
have a
man
wonderful
walking
presence, really.
right now. Nice to see you.
How about you too?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.